Hi, this is Victor Antonio with another value-centric sales moment. Now, in my first video, I talked about compete to be the best and how that's really not the best strategy. You want to compete to be unique. Because again, in the market, if you create a product and everybody else creating that product with you, adding little features here and there, but again, everybody's doing the same thing, you can never be unique. And because you're not unique, you can't really create that super value that'll demand a higher price, which is what we all want. So I come up with this formula that we can actually talk about that really discusses the difference between value and unique value. See if you agree. Now, when you create value, here's what you're doing. If you can meet a particular need for a particular customer, you've created value. No argument there. Again, the problem is everybody else is creating that similar value because your product isn't that different from everybody else's. I know what you're saying. But Victor, we got different products, different features we're coming out with. No sooner than you put that feature out there, your competitor is going to do the same thing. Eventually, you'll end up at the same point, which is commoditization, which we talked about in the last video, will drive your price down. So we don't want to just create value, we want to create unique value. And here is the measurement of whether or not you're creating unique value for your customer. Here's the formula again. Meet a particular need for a particular customer in a particular way that isn't particularly duplicatable or duplicable. In other words, it can't be repeated or done so easily by somebody else. See, this creates unique value. When you're one of the few people that can do it in a certain way, a certain methodology, a certain chain, so to speak, there's only so many people that can compete with you, which means you'll be able to sustain higher pricing. But if you just create basic value, which is a need for a customer for a certain market segment, a lot of people will jump, low barrier to entry, a lot of people jump into that market, which will drive your price down. So the goal is, how can we meet a need for a customer, but do it in a particular way, and that isn't necessarily duplicatable by just anybody. If you can do this with your product and implement this in your marketing strategy, you will be able to sustain higher pricing, which means bigger margins. This is Victor Antonio with another value-centric sales moment reminding you, selling ain't hard when you know how. Take care.